Okay, good afternoon, dear student. Lotos-eaters. Now let's see about the poet. Lotos-eaters poem written by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Alfred Lord Tennyson, 1809 to 1892, was a poet of Great Britain and Ireland during the Queen Victoria's reign. He is considered to be a representative Victorian poet as his poems reflect the different intellectual current prevalent at that time. He is noted for his perfection of style, a mastery of language, and his command of metra. His poetry represents complexities of Victorian era scientific outlook which questioned the traditional religious faith. Poet laureate of Great Britain and Ireland 1837 to 1901. His famous literary works, first collection, Poems by Two Brothers, 1827, poems chiefly lyrical, published in 1832, Ulysses, published in 1842, The Princess, a medley, published in 1847, In Memoriam, published in 1850. Now let's see about an introduction to the Lotos-eaters, published published in 1832 in the collection Poems chiefly lyrical, based on Greek poet Homer's famous epic Odyssey, book 9th. Odysseus, Odysseus, it means is Ulysses in Roman myths, the famous Greek hero in Trojan War and king of Ithaca, man of adventurous. Key episode of this poem. After the siege of Trojan War, Odysseus and his companion land in Africa on the land of Lotopagai. It means Lotos-eaters, which place called. Setting of the poem, an unidentified land with dream-like atmosphere, the land of Lotos-eaters. Now let's see summary of poem. The first five stanzas, it means prelude. The poem divided into two parts. The first five stanzas contains 9 lines. Rhyme scheme Spenserian stanza. Ulysses, the Roman name of the Greek hero Odysseus, speaks to the sailors on his ship, pointing to an island on the horizon. They have come to the land of the Lotos-eaters, where it seems always to be afternoon, where the air seems languid and dreamy. The full moon shines over a stream that seems descend cliff in slow motion like smoke. It is a land of streams, some thin as whales, some broad and foamy. The men see a river flowing to the sea, and the sunset, 3 snow-clad peaks covered with pines. In the red sunset, a valley is seen lined with palm trees and meadows lined with hedges. A land where all things always seemed the same. Then, around the beached ship come to the dark faces of the island's inhabitants. These are the lotus-eaters bearing the magical lotus fruit. Whoever eats the fruit seems to become drugged. The sound of the ocean seems far away, as do the voices of his companions. Though awake, he seems asleep, charmed by the music of his own heartbeat. Ulysses' men sit down and think of their homes and their families, but are tired of sailing. They tell Ulysses they refuse to sail any further. Now, let's see second part of the poem, Choric Song. The next 8 stanzas are in the voices of Ulysses' sailors who have eaten the lotus fruit. The odd numbered stanzas describe the beauty and the attraction of the land of the Lotos-eaters, while the even numbered stanzas express the sailors' objections to returning and their desire to rest. In the first stanza, they heard sweet music. There is a sweet music on this island that lies gently on the soul and brings sweet sleep. Brings sweet sleep amidst the mosses, heavy and flowers. In the second stanza, the sailors ask why they must suffer difficulty and distress and have no rest. Everything in the world has rest, so why don't they? Who are the first of things? That is humans. They questions themselves. They never get to rest or sleep. Why should they only work? In the third stanza, in the woods, leaves grow from birds, nourished by the sun and the evening dews, ultimately becoming yellow and falling. The apple and the flower ripen and fall, all without toil. In the fourth stanza, the sailors eating the dark sky and sea ask, since all will die, why should life consist only of labor? They plead repeatedly, let us alone, nothing will lost. There is no point in fighting or sailing, all things are ripen toward the grave in silence. They beg for rest or death. In fifth stanza, the sailors think how sweet it would be to fall asleep, sound of the Iceland's streams to dream, to hear each other's whispered speech. They wish only to eat the lotus, to watch the waves, to brood on and remember their dead loved ones. In sixth stanza, the sailors think their wives, it means their families, but fear all had changed in their homes. By now, their sons have taken their places. They would seem like strangers. If they returned, others may have taken their positions. Perhaps their great deeds in the Trojan War have been largely forgotten. No more than the subject of minstrel songs. If there is a disorder in their homes, then let what is broken so remain. It's too hard to set things right. It's better to die than for such old men to try reclaim their homes. In seventh stanza, but here, lying on beds of magical herbs and flowers, lulled by warm breezes, the sailors can sleepily watch the river flowing down the hill. They can listen to the water's echoes through the lush station. They have only to hear and see the distant sea. In last stanza, eighth stanza, the lotus grows everywhere on this island. The sailors are tired of action and travel on the sea. They wanted to swear to live in the lotus land and lie on the hills like gods together, careless of mankind. The gods are distinct from the words. They rule unaffected by all the ills of life, blight, famine, plague, earthquake, and other calamities. Even praying ants, but the gods hear the doleful song of humans, a tale a little meaning, though the words are strong. This song is chanted by a race of men who work and suffer and die after death. Some humans suffer in hell while others live in the Elysian fields. Surely the sailors say sleep is better than work and the shore is better than the sea. Oh, rest, a brother, mariners, we will not wonder more. Now I will make just a short I will just make short this poem. As the poem opens, we are thrown right into action, a crew of sailors is about to arrive in a new strange country. When they get there, they find a lazy tropical place full of streams and mountains and waterfalls. Pretty soon, they meet the natives called the Lotos-eaters, who are mysterious bunch with dark faces, who look both gentle and sad. Even more importantly, they are carrying some of their favorite food, an enchanted plant called the lotus. Some of the sailors try the lotus and it has a strange effect on them. It makes them incredibly sleepy and lazy. They basically just plop down on the beach and refuse to move, insisting that they are tired of working all the time and wanted to stay in this new spot and just chill. The rest of the poem is taken up by the sailors talking about how tired they are and how, even though they miss their families and their home, it would just be too much work to get back there. Finally, they decided to stay forever, relaxing and dreaming and eating lotus until they die.